As noted in the instructions, here are the components. We have the exterior escutcheon, the interior escutcheon, the interior mounting plate with gasket, exterior and interior lever handles, cylinder, hex key with 2 hex set screws, 2 interior mounting plate screws, latch with 2 mounting screws, strike with 2 mounting screws, full mechanical installation and programming instructions, 2 keys, battery cover, 4 AA alkaline batteries, and door marking template. Be sure your lock includes a wireless network module if you plan to enroll your deadbolt into a home control system. To learn how to insert the network module into the lock, please view the network module installation video. Before installing the latch, make sure the door has been prepped according to specifications in the template included with the lock. The standard face bore is 2 1/8 inches in diameter. The edge bore is 1 inch. Use the installation template provided to adjust the bore sizes as needed. To install the lock, you will need a Phillips head screwdriver. Consult the user installation instructions to determine the correct lever handing for your lever before installation. The Yale Real Living Lock comes with an adjustable latch so that it can be installed on a door that has a backset of either 2 3/8 inches or 2 3/4 inches. The latch is set at 2 3/8 inches when you remove it from the box. Adjust the latch to a position of 2 3/4 inches for a backset of 2 3/4 inches if your door requires a longer length for proper installation. The latch can be installed in only one of 2 ways: with the bevel, slope, of the latch facing out or facing in while standing outside of the door. If the door opens in, the bevel will face the exterior. If the door opens out, the bevel will face the interior. It is important that the latch is installed correctly to ensure correct operation. The latch bevel must match door bevel, and the plunger of the deadlocking latch must stop on the strike when the door is closed. Slide the latch into the door. Insert the screws and tighten. Install the strike on the door frame. Make sure you allow for the latch to be centered on the strike. Insert the screws and tighten. Next, we will install the exterior of the lock with the weather-resistant seal. Please check the orientation of the tailpiece and the hub inside the shank of the lock. The tailpiece should be oriented with the black on the top. Look inside the shank. You'll note it should be positioned with a red marking on the top of the hub. Do not remove the clip on top of the shank until correct handing has been determined and the exterior lever is to be installed in a later step in this procedure. Make sure you guide the control wires under the latch. Next, position the tailpiece in the proper position to engage the bolt. Next, we will install the interior mounting plate. Loosen the screw and remove the battery cover. Remove the interior mounting plate from the interior escutcheon. Guide the wire through the cutout like this. The lip of your escutcheon plate inserts into the exterior housing cutout like so. You will want to make sure it is flush to the door and straight before moving forward. Next, insert the bolts. Make sure you tighten them down snug, but be careful not to over-tighten the screws. Route the wire harness and connector through the slot on the left, and then through the top center rib. Now install the interior lock assembly, beginning with attaching the wiring harness. Be sure to wire the cable through the cable hook. Next, make sure it is seated properly in the plug. There's a small guide on the lip to prevent you from getting it reversed. Now install the interior escutcheon assembly. Prior to installing the interior escutcheon, ensure that the thumb turn piece is placed in the vertical position. Begin the installation by attaching the wiring harness. Make sure it is seated properly in the plug. Tuck the wire harness behind the interior escutcheon. Ensure that the wire harness does not obstruct the path of the mounting screws. This also clears the way to insert the tailpiece onto the thumb turn shaft assembly. Once attached, you will want to adjust the wire to allow the interior escutcheon to sit flush to the plate assembly. Make sure you have pressed the interior escutcheon firmly onto the interior mounting plate. You will want to insert 2 screws inside the battery cover and 2 screws in the bottom of the escutcheon to attach the inside escutcheon. We will start by installing the exterior lever. Remove the clip that has held the hub in its correct position by spreading clip ends to extract the clip from the shank. Be careful not to rotate the cam from its original position. For a left-handed lever, pick up the hex set screw and insert it into the left side of the shank with the hex key. Make a few clockwise turns with the hex key until the hex screws clears the surface of the shank. You'll need to be able to slide the lever onto the shank and over the screw. Do not over-tighten. Set the hex key aside. Pick up the correct lever for a left-handed assembly. Insert the cylinder into the exterior lever. With the opposite hand, reach behind the lever, insert your forefinger to stabilize the cylinder in place to help capture it in the lever. While you hold the cylinder in place, insert the key into the cylinder and rotate the key 90 degrees clockwise to the vertical position. Slide the lever handle over the shank while maintaining the vertical position of the key. The lever handle should clear the hex set screw you positioned earlier onto the shank. Align the hole in the lever handle with the hex set screw. After the lever is inserted properly onto the shank, pick up the hex key and turn the hex set screw in the opposite counterclockwise direction. This action will retract the hex set screw back into the lever and firmly secure the lever handle onto the shank. Turn the key 90 degrees counterclockwise and remove it. On the interior side of the lock, rotate the thumb turn into the horizontal position. Let's test the lock's mechanical operation before completing the installation. Lift up and push down on exterior lever handle to retract the latch, ensuring that latch moves smoothly. Now we will install the interior lever. For this demonstration, we have installed a left-handed lever on the exterior of the lock. On the opposite side of the lock, the interior requires a right-handed lever handle. For a right-handed lever, pick up the hex set screw and insert it into the left side of the shank with the hex key. Make a few clockwise turns with the hex key until the hex screw clears the surface of the shank. You'll need to be able to slide the lever onto the shank and over the screw. Do not over-tighten. Set the hex key aside. Place interior lever handle over shank until the hole on the lever handle aligns with the hex set screw in the shank. Align the hole in the lever handle with the hex set screw. After the lever is inserted properly onto the shank, pick up the hex key and turn the hex set screw in the opposite counterclockwise direction. This action will retract the hex set screw back into the lever and firmly secure the lever handle onto the shank. Do not over-tighten. Remove the hex key. Before installing the batteries, test the lock's mechanical operation. Check that the thumb turn is in the horizontal position. Lift up and push down on interior lever handle to retract the latch. Next, place thumb turn in the vertical position, lifting or pushing down on either lever. The lever handles should retract the latch. Finally, Insert the key into the cylinder and rotate clockwise until thumb turn moves to the vertical unlocked position. If operation is not smooth for any of these procedures, review the previous steps to ensure proper installation while maintaining proper alignment of escutcheons. Install the 4 AA batteries, which are supplied. Finally, we will install the battery cover and tighten the screw. Press pound, press 1, press pound, enter a new master pin code that is 4 to 8 digits long, press pound to complete. The keypad will stay lit for 15 seconds. If you require additional time, press any key to wake the lock. Congratulations! You've installed the Yale Real Living touchscreen lever lock.